What's up, guys? Today I want to talk a little bit about how I got Challenger on Korea, what 3 things I think was most important getting this achievement, and what I learned from it so that I can hopefully teach you guys and help you climb in whatever elo you're struggling in, wherever you want to get to. Hopefully this will be useful for you. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I played in Korea for about a month. I at first was, after around 10 days, only a few wins away from Challenger. Then I lost 300 LP. Then I got 2 wins again away from Challenger a week later, and then I lost another 250 LP. So it was a very roller coaster of a ride where I doubted myself and I was very frustrated, and I definitely let my emotions impact my gameplay, which is one of the first tips that I will give. The mentality that I think helped me a lot was mostly just enjoying the game. Like, if you focus on yourself and you accept the things that are outside of your control, if your support does something stupid, your top laner does something stupid, you accept that you cannot do anything about that, the game becomes a much more enjoyable experience. But when you get nervous, when you feel bad about the things that are happening that you can't control, then what ends up happening, at least for me, is that you make mistakes when there comes the opportunity that you can make a difference. Because now you're unfocused, you're feeling flustered, you're feeling emotional, and you're playing worse. And as a result, I literally lost like 10 games in a row where I felt like I was doing nothing wrong. But I know for a fact if I were to rewatch those games, I would see so many mistakes. But those mistakes, I was blind to them because I was so focused on what my teammates were doing. I was so focused on like what they were doing wrong, which they were doing a lot of things wrong too, don't get me wrong. My teammates were not innocent. If we're like, they were imposters, you know? They were sent straight by the devil himself to test my faith. And I failed completely. I failed. I wanted to do unspeakable things to them. But that's kind of the point. League will test you more than maybe any other game, because there's so much in this game that is just outside of your control, especially playing ADC. It's very difficult to win lane if your support is literally just falling out of his chair, dribbling from his chin, and you can tell from the first fucking minute of the laning phase that that's the case. Then it's very hard to win lane. But the point then is that we need to change gears. We need to shift strategy. We need to think, okay, my support can clearly not keep the monitor on for more than 15 seconds at a time before it shuts off due to some unprecedented level of low intelligence from him. So how can I make the best out of that situation? And a lot of the case, that's just doing nothing. If you don't die, if you don't make a mistake, then at least you'll be equal in farm. At least then by 20 minutes, maybe it's the enemy ADC. At the 20-minute mark, the enemy ADC says, fuck it. I'm going old school. I'm playing with mouse only. And he just completely griefs the team fight, and then you can win. But if you let that support tilt you, which I have done countless times, then you'll never get to that 20-minute fight. The enemy ADC will be 15-0, the enemy jungler will be 15-0, and you'll be 0-5. You won't be able to capitalize on an opportunity that would have otherwise arisen if you had kept your cool, if you had stayed in the game and made yourself a key player. And for me, that realization that's so obvious that everybody knows, but just reminding myself again and again and again, I just need to let it go. Let it go. It's okay. Because the problem that I had was that I was so tunneled on getting Challenger, I was so tunneled on climbing, that if I saw some fucked up shit happen in my game, and I started thinking, this game, ignore the wall dash, please. You didn't see that. If I saw some fucked up shit in my game, like a Seri failing to dash from base to lane, then I thought to myself, this game is lost. What can I even do? I can't do anything, is what I thought to myself. And that's the problem. Once you start feeling powerless over your own situation, and that you feel like you don't have agency, that's when you lose all agency. Because that's when you stop seeing the opportunities for your own agency. And I had to consciously remind myself of this fact all the time to be able to finally get out of this negative mindset where I was constantly letting my teammates let me down and affect me because I was so focused on winning. I think for you guys, and for me in general, it's easier to climb because you're not on a time crunch. You can accept the losses because you know that you have time to regain that LP. But I was really stressed because I knew that I didn't have an infinite amount of time. So every loss tilted me and affected me emotionally much more. And I felt like I fell into a loop that I've seen so many people that I coached, that I have watched, fall into. And the way that I got out of it was by taking a short break, reminding myself of the truths that we all know, and just approaching the games with a fresh mindset where I just thought to myself, I'll play my best and whatever happens, happens, you know? If I played my best, I've done all I can. There's nothing more to it than that. And I think if you do that, you'll enjoy the game more and you'll climb more. It's a win-win, honestly. The second thing is to focus on 3 champions or less. So during my career climb, I mostly played Seri, Kai'Sa, and Draven. And this was very intentional. I tried to find the champion pool that I wanted to hone in on, that I wanted to lock in on, tap in on, and fully focus on so that I could take over this goddamn server. And I did. I realized by the end of my trip, bro, on these 3 champions, yeah, you could put me in a 1v1 against Faker, and I'm not sure who's winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt fucking good on these champs. And that's why I always recommend people to focus on a small champion pool. Don't tunnel too much on meta. People tell me Seri is dog shit. She got nerfed 15 times. Yet I'm still 1v9 on that shit. I don't give a fuck. I found my own way to play the champ. And even in challenger games, I go 20-0 on this champ. In Korea, the best server in the world. So I don't think this champion is dead. But that's not even part of the point. Even if the champion was dead, the most important thing, and it'll always remain the most important thing, is your skill and how comfortable you feel on the champ. So I would recommend you right now, if you open up your own op.gg and you see that you've played 10 different champs, all with like similar amounts of games, you are handicapping yourself hard. Imagine this, you played 200 games. One guy, two people, 200 games. One guy plays 200 games of 10 champions. That's 10 games a champ. The other guys played 200 games of 2 champs. That's 100 games on each champ. Who, if we were to pick 2 champions from both of the players' champ pool, who will be better on those 2 champs, you think? Come on, guess. Probably the guy who played 5 times the amount. The person that has played way more of a specified and really went deep on the champs is going to be way better, and it's going to perform way better on those champs. And at the end of the day, that's what you need to climb. You need to improve on the champions that you're playing, and if you're better on the champs you're playing, then fundamentally it'll be easier to improve upon the game as well, because you're not so focused on just like the champs mechanics, like, you know, those fucking Aurelia players that, you know, they have 0 brain cells because all they're thinking about is their champ. Or the more maybe classic example is the Riven players who are just talking about their animation cancels when they're 0-5 because they can't manage a wave to save their life. That's the type of players I'm talking about, right? Like, you want to not just focus on the mechanics of your champion, but also learn how to play the game itself. And by playing less champions, you'll get better at playing that champ, which will allow you the luxury to focus more on improving at the game. And then the third thing, which kind of ties into the first thing, but it kind of feels like a different point, at least to me, was just to keep my confidence. Just keep the confidence, you know? Even through, like, okay, you lose 300 LP, who the fuck cares, you know? I'm the GOAT. I am fucking good at League of Legends. And you have to remind yourself that you are good enough to climb, you're good enough to improve, you're good enough to get there, because otherwise, the 15 people that you're queuing with going 0-15 telling you to end yourself in-game, of course, they will demoralize you. They will make you lose all confidence. So if someone's got to be confident, it's got to be you and yourself. You know, your teammates are not going to pick you up and tell you, oh, you're doing great, buddy. Come on, we've played League of Legends enough. We know that's not going to happen. So you have to have the utmost confidence in yourself, especially when you're playing a role like ADC that needs to carry games. You need to believe in yourself even when you're losing games, that you got that dog in you, you know? You got that dog in you. You can carry the games. Just, you weren't able to carry this one, but that's okay. You'll carry the next one, you know? You need to be able to, after a tough loss, be able to say, okay, this loss was bad, but I will perform in the next game. And if you keep that belief, and you truly believe in it, then you'll climb. You'll improve. I truly believe so. I don't think I'm some special specimen. I don't think everybody can get Challenger, of course, but everybody can be better tomorrow than they were today. And the way to do that is with the things that I talked about in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really enjoyed the trip in Korea. The content was amazing. I want to do more content. Let me know what you guys want to see. I really enjoyed the educational content, but also like being more like funny, being myself, you know. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable and confident on camera. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. And Korea was a ton of fun. And overall, I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos recently. It's been a lot of fun seeing all the feedback. And let me know what you guys want to see next. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.